जब शिवी बैठा हुआ है, he knows how tough this is. Upper bracket में आज का जो मैचअप है, my, are we going to see a different sort of script? क्योंकि वो $100,000 की जो प्राइज मनी है, उनमें से आगे एक टीम जरूर जा सकती है. And could it be one of the favorites? My name is सुरेंद्र सुंदरम और यहाँ पे आज ये तीसरा दिन है प्लेऑफ्स का. And ज़्यादा वक्त जाया नहीं करेंगे. Let's call the teams on stage. They beat a very good team in the first round of playoffs. Let's call on True Rippers. इस टीम की केमिस्ट्री लाजवाब है. काइजन वॉक्स आउट फर्स्ट. इन्होंने हराया था रेवेनेंट को पिछले राउंड में, लेकिन आज ये भी जानते हैं that it is going to be a very difficult ask क्योंकि सामने एक ऐसी टीम है that are pretty much unbeatable if we have seen the previous rounds. Are you the captain? उन्हें लीड करना होगा अपनी टीम को क्योंकि जैसा कहा this is going to be a massive obstacle. लेकिन हीरो वही होता है जो किस्मत और तारों को हटा के अपनी कहानी खुद लिखता है. Can they do it? That's the big question in this massive matchup. और जो आज इनके साथ में टीम है वो कौन सी है? Whoa, man, everybody is calling them favorites. और उन्होंने सोशल मीडिया पे एक ट्वीट डाला और वो ट्वीट बड़ा ही सिंपल था कि you know what? You're praying for us to lose. It's not working. Pray harder. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting Orangutan. ना भाई ना, इन चेहरों पे मत जाओ. ये लगते मासूम हैं लेकिन किलर हैं. इस टीम को हराना बेहद मुश्किल साबित हुआ है इस कंपटीशन में. सारी टीमें जो आई इनके सामने वो जानते हैं कि उनके हाथ लगी है तो सिर्फ हार. एंटीडोट की ये टीम ओरंगुटान मैसिव फेवरेट गोइंग इनटू दिस मैचअप. और एक बहुत बड़ा सवाल, आर दे द बेस्ट इन साउथ एशिया? क्या वो जगह इनकी पक्की होगी as far as the playoffs are concerned? Orangutan massive favorites going into this matchup और ये आए इनके आखिरी प्लेयर Tesseract. ओके, और अब आए इनके कोच भी. वेल, जो कप्तान हैं उनके चेहरे पे है एक बड़ी सी मुस्कान. Maybe that's just confidence speaking. So कप्तानों की बात की है. Antidote, are you? Come join me in the middle. देखो इन मासूम से चेहरों को. ये हमारी टीम ट्रू रिपर्स. आज तुम्हारा इनके साथ मुकाबला है. You guys haven't lost a series yet. Is that a statement कि you guys are the best in South Asia?
I mean, technically yes, but streak doesn't matter because what matter is कि ये जो championship कौन जीतेगा. तो doesn't matter कि कितना streak पे हम लोग हैं या कितना background score या छोटे-छोटे milestone हम लोग complete कर रहे हैं. But मेरा गोल है कि ये championship जीतना और उसके लिए मेरे को ये मैच जीतना है. तो जितने भी मासूम ये लोग दिखते हैं ये लोग बहुत मारते हैं.
ये चैंपियन वाली बात कर दी है ना कि हम हल्के में नहीं लेंगे अपनी ऑपोजिशन को. लेकिन you guys are fan favorite. You guys are giant killers. OG, huge team. क्या बदला पूरा होगा आज? मैं जानता था. Are you going to be able to take that revenge on them because these guys are favorites going into this tournament?
We'll let the actions do the talking.
इसने भी चैंपियन वाली बात जो है वो बोल दी है. Now, are you in love?
Definitely, yeah.
The reason I'm asking you is because तुम्हारी कहानी जो है वो एक one-sided love story की तरह है. तुम जीते जा रहे हो, सामने opposition को रोंदे जा रहे हो.
अभी I hope कि one-sided love story आगे भी चले.
Now, Team of comebacks. You've done it in the past. You think you'll be able to pull this off today?
We'll just keep on doing what we're doing, and we'll show that what's impossible can be possible.
Okay. This is a very interesting question, important question जो सबके ज़हन में था. I did speak to everyone backstage. तुम लोग already तैयारी कर रहे हो Ascension की?
Absolutely not. हम लोग तैयारी कर रहे थे playoffs की. वो तैयारी को लेके हम लोग इधर तक आए. अगर वो काफ़ी है तो definitely हम लोग जीतेंगे. अगर काफ़ी नहीं है तो definitely हम लोग सीखेंगे.
Are you? He is confident, but he's not making this look rather easy. The last time you guys met in the playoffs, you were only able to win 7 rounds. That script needs to change, doesn't it? In 2 maps.
Yeah, it needs to change since we have more time to prepare this split. So we're here to show that we've put in our work and show everyone that we can do what we can do.
Right, gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. You can go join your team again. That's really great sporting spirit. लेकिन कहानी और डेस्टिनी सिर्फ वो बदलते हैं जो ख्वाब देख सकते हैं. क्या आज True Rippers इस कहानी को बदलेंगे? And will they be able to beat fan favorites Orangutan? That's the big question. Back to you 3 boys in the studio.
Well, thank you so much for that throw. Once again, we're only 2 over here inside the studio this time in the English desk, but
we're not even in the studio.
Yeah, it's not even a studio. It's a home studio. Technically, it's a home studio, so I guess it's still a studio. I don't know. But yeah, take a look at the interview that we saw. It was quite an interesting interview, you know. I like the fact that Antidote said that he's not going to be taking this matchup lightly at all. Instead, he's going to make sure that he's giving the toughest face of OG to True Rippers.
Yeah, and that toughest face can be a bit too menacing at times. I'm glad that True Rippers are in good spirits. They're smiling right now. They're, at least on face value, they don't seem too stressed. Although God knows that underneath that smile, their hearts must be trembling. They're going up against one of the scariest teams that VCSA has to offer. And as always, Orangutan maintain their poker faces. They don't show emotion. They only shoot. They only show grit, determination, and perseverance. The perseverance to do better and continue moving onwards and upwards towards ascension. And these teams do have quite some rivalry, right? 7 rounds the last time they played each other. That's all that True Rippers was able to get. That's just a little more than 1/2. And as the apes chant their war cry, this definitely must send shivers down their enemies' spines. Let's see if True Rippers are able to maintain their composure today or not.
You know what I'm really excited for? I'm excited for that map veto. This is what it's all going to come down to. Last time, it was a 13-1 score in the favor of OG. True Rippers got absolutely demolished on that map. Now, luckily for them, Icebox is taken off the pool, so I guess for True Rippers, that was a huge sigh of relief. But let's go ahead and take a look at the map veto, ladies and gentlemen, as True Rippers going to go for the first ban, and they're going to instantly go ahead and ban out the map of Ascent, as OG now will probably get the second strike on the bat ban, and they will ban out Lotus. Now, just to let you guys know, in previous matchup when they played against Revenant in the playoffs, True Rippers' strong map was Lotus, and now that Lotus is not going to be inside the pool, True Rippers, they instantly opt out to go for Pearl.
Yep, OG instantly just ban out Lotus, and I actually am glad about that one, because this shows that not only are they consistent with their own comfort bans, but it just happens to be the stronger map of True Rippers as well. So this will kind of make things a little bit easier for them. But now that OG have picked up Bind by themselves, this is a scary proposition, you know. True Rippers, when they faced Revenant on Bind, they got absolutely destroyed. And facing OG is going to be an even scarier prospect.
Well, there we go. Decider's going to be on the map of Haven. Once again, Haven's going to be the decider over here, but I'm really excited for how the course is going to be looking like in Pearl. Now, Crips, if you remember, True Rippers was one of the strongest teams in Split 1 on this map, right? So, considering how True Rippers have been on this map, but they have still been defeated by a lot of teams as well. So hopefully True Rippers were able to patch out all the holes that were being made by all the other teams that were able to defeat them, and now we're going to probably see a well-oiled True Rippers. As we do move on forward and take a look at the agent select, RVK instantly going for that controller lockup, and Disrupt as well doing the same.
Okay, a Harbor Wiper comes out from True Rippers, and we have a Phoenix from Orangutan. They're trying to pull off something out of Paper Rex's playbook. I've only seen Jing try to play the Phoenix on Pearl. And you know what? It works out beautifully. But the funny part over here is both the teams have deviated from the normal. In Split 1, when these two teams faced each other on Pearl, Orangutan beat True Rippers 13-6. But at that time, Orangutan was playing along with Jet, KO, Fade, Killjoy, and Astra.
Yeah.
Now their lineup is completely different. Same with True Rippers. They only had a Viper last time. The second controller was Astra. Now they have a Harbor and a Viper. So both these teams are pulling off something unique, you know. The Harbor Viper, something straight out of Loud's playbook. Meanwhile, the Phoenix, something that we are used to seeing Paper Rex try.
So I guess this is what they had in cooking, huh? I remember this entire Phoenix lineup was also being used by Cloud9 in the lock-ins. So let's see how it's going to work out for them. It was Zelsis who was playing the Phoenix, but this time we've got Aziz in South Asia who's playing the Phoenix. And so far, OG as well, just going for that informational peeks right out mid. As always, this is what they like to do, but RU is able to open the fray up, and that's going to be a good news. Both the duelists just trying to peek out from the arts area. A good flash to make sure that the players in the fronts are going to get blinded, but AZ still staying in that site, in that way. As True Rippers, they're going to find their own way to the site.
And RBK is already ready to welcome them. They slip past with the Cloudburst, but now he can't peek out. He's getting punched by both the sides, and Disrupt will deal with him instantly. Wimp with a late look. Deals with Aziz as he tries to join his teammates towards Link. Oh my god, Rothfuel almost found that connection. But a 2v4 looks nearly impossible, you know? Especially when True Rippers are also focused towards the back side. It will be very difficult for Uchi to even get out of the starting blocks over here.
Last player standing.
Pistol round. And so far, True Rippers are just dominating through. Antidote, the last glimmer, not anymore. He's been extinguished as well. As True Rippers, they take the first round on the map of Pearl. So far, so good for them. But it's just the first round. We can't really say a lot of confirmed things. This is where now they're going to also move on to the anti-eco. You do see an instant investment from RU towards that Vandal. And then you see Disrupt with that Phantom with light armors. Interesting. I really want to see how this one's going to pan out for them. If these two players die out inside this round, this can be a massive growth for Orangutan.
Yeah, but since they have the weapons that have superior ranges, they're going to opt to go towards B main instead. Last time, when they had only a bunch of classics to work with, they decided to play for shorter ranges. You know, they tried to go in via B link instead of going B main. They didn't even crunch the B side. They all just rushed in via B main. B link rather. This time it's quite the opposite. Kaizen finds Antidote already, and while there is an ultimate orb captured by Aziz over on the other side of the map, I don't think that they will be able to do much to stop True Rippers over here. Yes, there's a 4-stack,
Oh my god.
but Tesseract will be instantly obliterated when he even tries to peek out.
Yeah, that peak was just so desperate from Tesseract. And this is what we're talking about sometimes. Those moments don't really work out, but Kaizen's out here farming inside this eco round. Gets also a 4-can Disrupt to close it off. Nicely done. True Rippers a clean round in their hands. Kaizen goes berserk, but just an eco round. Now this is where they're going to be put to test on the real time, because now the opponents as well, they're going to have the Vandals and Phantoms back in action. Superior weaponry.
Yeah, and it's not like True Rippers are lacking too much weaponry, you know? They do have 3 massive weapons. The rest of them can make it up with the Bulldogs and the Stingers. I mean, if Techno comes in late as a lurker via B-Link or maybe even to Izzard, that Stinger can be devastating at close range. So I think True Rippers have a real good chance over here to continue the momentum and turn this into a 3-0 scoreline.
Off the bat towards the B-Long. And once again, Kaizen was softened up a little bit, but luckily enough, they've got their hands on the overgrowth. As they'll get the heal on the man back up. Raw Fuel, as always, in the close quarters, going for those aggressive peaks as well. You see the players from OG, they're playing so pushed back on the opposite side because they know the chances of B main getting hit are quite high. That was a good pick from Raw Fuel. Instantly dashes back to safety, fades away. Raw Fuel is farming. He's on a spree as he gets the third man down as well. Tesseract to back him up, and now it's all down to Wimp in mid. It's trying to move on towards the Link area, but Wimp knows he's got a storm ahead of him, and soon enough, he might just be eaten alive by that, but Wimp connects the crucial shot, shuts down Antidote, puts him to sleep, but AZ's will put him to sleep instead. OG, the first gun round back in their hands. This is what matters the most, and OG, they strike back stronger than ever before, but take a look at the positive side for True Rippers. They've got 2 ultimates up. A Reckoning and also a Blade Storm, and they also do have a full buy up ahead.
Exactly right. That's what happens when you try to keep all your weapons alive in the first few rounds. I mean, they had decent weaponry going into the previous one as well, and they don't have to compromise on the money. So True Rippers don't lose any momentum. But I love the way how OG played that entire defense over there. They were just peeking in and out, playing on timing. That little microplay, you know, which the players have between each other, that is just incredible. Like, take a look at this once more. The double peek are they're just insane. And these are the kind of plays that you can't exactly plan for, you know. They just have to happen in the heat of the moment, spontaneously. Oh, I speak about spontaneity, and RU deals with both of them instantly. Wow. A little bit of an overheat from Tesseract as he went in first, and then Aziz tried to hold an off angle. Failed.
OG, trying to be OG. They try to go aggressive, hoping that maybe they'll probably be able to catch someone off guard, but no, that was not the case. True Rippers, they seem quite ready. OG, once again, they're trying to get themselves back on the track. They're trying to do something that would help them, even though they have a huge man disadvantage. It's a 3-on-4 scenario. Reckoning utilized as well on the site, but they soon realize that there's no one available. The A side is completely left open. They should have a clean plant, and they do go for it. Kaizen looking to overextend all the way back to defender spawn. But Rafuel is ready with his crosshairs trained. As soon as someone will peek out, he maybe will be able to deal with that person. But Kaizen's quick enough. Reactions on point. As True Rippers, they deal with anyone that's going to come in from the back lines. And now it's all down to RVK. As the controller definitely has a lot on his shoulder. But he also has a big gun to save if he wants to. But I highly doubt that's going to be the case over here. Because man's got his feet all the way in the dirt. And he will be scooped up as well.
This is one thing I noticed from True Rippers in all their Pearl matches. They love taking control of Secret and Dugout after they are planted towards the A site. Most teams, what they would do is, if they plant on the A site, if they have a man advantage, they fall back and take control of A main again, or they even go towards Art for that matter. The only time most teams take control of Secret is when they are at a man disadvantage in the post-plant position. But True Rippers is different. They take control of Secret regardless of how many members they have alive. So that's one thing that I noticed about them. That's slightly different from the way the rest of the teams play Pearl.
And I guess that's sort of working out for them. At least it worked out in the previous one, but...
Yep.
We also got to consider the fact that OG, they try to overcommit on mid and they lost 2 players right then and there, so the man advantage was already lacking by a ton. And True Rippers probably just wanted to press on that wound even more.
Yeah, I mean, if you inflict a wound, you might as well stick your finger inside it, try to make it a little bigger, make them bleed out more. Maybe even rub some salt.
Of John Wick.
Oh, no, that's... no, that's not a thing I was going for. But good reference, though.
Yeah. The bullet shot, and you just put the finger to make him bleed more.
Don't remind me of it. It was one of the only icky scenes that made me like kind of close my eyes for a second.
Really?
As much as I endorse gore and you know, macho bloodshed and whatnot, I do get a little looked out. I'm only human. Don't judge me.
Makes sense. Makes sense. But so far inside the game, both the duelists from OG, they've got their ults up, and I'm a huge fan of Run It Back. AZ's, this man can find a lot of value with that ult if used properly, and if he's able to get some kills on the hand as well, just like that, and that's just going to add on a little bit more. We don't exactly know what's happening inside the game. Maybe we do have a technical timeout going on, but the time's paused over here, man.
Time has paused, and I'm pretty sure that in a match like this, there will be moments where your wits are suspended in disbelief, where just time freezes, logic ceases to make sense, and only magic exists. I think Antidote was the guy who told me about this dialogue. He told me this story once where him and Amaterasu were discussing something in like a post-game event or something, you know? And they discussed something along the lines of some of these matches, they don't always make sense. The tactical decisions are not always great on paper, but they work out in practice. And when I asked them for a justification about how they feel about this statement, they said that, Crips, sometimes you have to put logic aside and perform magic. I'm like, you know what? That does make sense.
It's like just live it up to the god, huh?
Just no, not leave it up to God. Just leave it up to your instinct. Leave it up to the innate sense that the player possesses. Like, take this for an example. On paper, pushing through a smoked dry is a bad thing. But
Yeah.
if a player is aware about where exactly his opponent is and he knows that the player has the ability to catch his opponent off guard, it's a good thing. So there's no right or wrong way to play Valorant, right? Sometimes logic will dictate what to do, and sometimes you just have to let your feelings take over, let your sixth sense take over, let it guide you where it does. And in a lot of these OG matches, you will see them just out-aiming their opponents, literally obliterating them out of the water. And you're just wondering, like, how do they do that? Their strats are pretty straightforward. It's not like they're
pretty basic.
out-braining their opponents, right? So how is it still possible? And that's when Antinode just looks at you and tells, like, shh, it's magic.
It's magic, it's confidence, I believe. The main key behind that is confidence as well. Considering that team is not even afraid to peek out of those angles that usually other teams would think twice before peeking out of. And we saw that a lot of those times in the highlights as well before it was played in the pregame segment. We saw in those highlights too how Aces is peeking out even though he's playing a sky roll. Then how Rawfield's peeking out, getting those kills as well. Tesseract, as always, is a man who likes to peek out. In one of the interviews he said as well, when team tries to put a leash on me, I don't perform that well, but when they say that do whatever the hell you want, I perform really good, and I put those numbers on the board as well. Yeah, so it's all about the mental game as well sometime and how good you're doing inside the game. But so far it seems like Crips, finally the game is resuming as the scoreline was 3-1, and the game's gonna keep on happening in the front. We do have an investment coming in from Tesseract all by himself. He's got a Guardian and a Light Shield. Let's see if this man's able to pull anything off with that investment.
I would have expected that they put this in the hands of Aziz because he has to run it back, but then I realized now he's probably not going to use it this round. And he's most likely going to use it for a retake situation, you know, not use it right off the bat, because then True Rippers just fall back. And this time OG falling back after making early contact towards the top of B ramp. They showcase that Rawfield's over there, but then Rawfield takes position elsewhere. This will make True Rippers assume that one of the only guys with a dangerous ultimate and a dangerous weapon, the knives, is present on B. So they're just hoping that True Rippers go elsewhere. They go towards the A site, where it's slightly more stacked. But there are some gaps in this defense, you know. Understandably so, because it's an eco round and Hero doesn't want to buy all his utility, and that's exactly why he's placed his turret only towards the top of B site. The rest of the areas like B-Link and Art are completely unoccupied by KJ utility. They're only being physically marked by all these players.
I remember when I last saw True Rippers on this map, they're really addicted to art control. They just like to go there. They're naturally attracted to take the art control in the hand. And so far, I mean, we only saw that happening once. I mean, it's just a couple of rounds, so we can't really say anything surely enough. For that, Rawfield uses his last blade that was available. Didn't find any connection. Now he will need to rely on that classic position spotted too. And he's also stuck behind that little spot. Antidote was able to shut down the burden. The sky clips his wing alive as Rawfield as well is able to chime in the action.
Oh my
Good
God.
flash. Wimp gets blinded, but Wimp is lucky enough to stay alive to see another day. A good shot for the Guardian. Gets the second one as well. Tesseract able to get the spam down. Nicely done. There is a dome available, so the spam's not going to find the person in the front, but still Tesseract, this Guardian might just click in and save the day for his team, and it actually does. Oh, gee, what a heroic round from Tesseract. And this is what we were talking about, Crips. Oh, gee, they're just mechanically better.
Yeah, not just mechanically. This time I think True Rippers just had the raw end of the stick, dude. Like so many of these instances, they just lost fights that they weren't supposed to. You had Antidote getting so many kills. Again, it's not like he's the tip of the spear for the team most of the time, right? He's not the guy who frags out all the time. But this time, he just activates himself. Rawfield, as always, he's able to get one, create space for the team. But then, this kind of ridiculous stuff happens. The one tap onto Imp. That's more of a normal shot that you see from Tesseract. But then the spam kill on the second one, that is insane. And the third one, that is just nuts. You don't even expect all of that. Oh, and this time we have the dangerous weapons once again. Aziz with the ultimate. He's going to go all the way towards the top of B. And when his ult expires, he will not spot the Viper. He will not spot Disrupt. As a response, True Rippers take control of A already. There's a counter lockdown available, but it doesn't cover most of the site. So, True Rippers can continue planting.
They indeed can. Oh, no. Techno only had one bullet available. He missed that, and then he also got dealt with as True Rippers They're still in this post-plant scenario, looking to get rid of all the opponents that are currently standing in front of them. But the problem is the post-plant positions are way too strong, and they're playing off of each other's contact as Disrupt peeks out, gets both the players in the front, and now OG, once again, it seems like they're going to fall on top of their faces. Are you able to shut down the man in front? And True Rippers, it's going to be a clean sweep for them. And now you can also take a look at the scoreboard, and you can see RU's got his reckoning up once again. That should be a free side take.
Yep, it's round 7 already, and this guy has a second reckoning available. That is quite a lot of momentum. Not just because of the kills that he's able to get, but also because he's been able to plant so many times. He uses the Go and just almost always sticks it. So he keeps farming his ult again and again, and that is just incredible.
I feel sad
Yeah.
for him, man.
Exactly. I mean, this kind of stuff happened in the previous round as well, right? They got a little unlucky. This time, though, at least they didn't lose the round. And there was quite a good play from all the players holding Art. The double spray down from RU, it was really nice.
I like True Ripper's coach, you know. He's just ripping out. Look, he's got ice on his wrist. Man's laid back. He's got the cap as well. He's dripped out. He's chilling. All he's lacking is one chain, and it would be good to go.
And then
On the other
like,
hand, you've got OG's coach, who's taking the classic approach as a classic coach and is really out here to help his team out. So far, I mean, True Rippers just got 2 rounds lead, so once again, nothing much can be said off of that. They cannot rely on that lead, but as I said, they've also got a Reckoning and a Lockdown available. That's a free side take.
No, once again, Tesseract picking up the Hero Rifle, but except this time it's not a Guardian, it's a Vandal. That makes him even more dangerous. I wonder where he's going to be playing. Uses the flashes already towards the A side to help Aziz get that orb. OG will have to feed as many orbs to him as possible. Get that run it back online as much as they can. On paper, he should be getting more run it backs than RU gets reckonings.
Oh. RVK. But now you've got Aziz facing his opponents towards main. It's going to fall back too. I like the discipline that Aziz is showing, not going for those overcommitments. But once again, the problem with OG is that they just don't have the weapons. The economy trap, as you like to call it. They're sort of stuck into it. They've only got one Vandal available in the hands of Tesseract. So of course he has to be the key player. Sort of like the playmaker for OG. If Tesseract's able to get at least 2 or 3 down, this round can definitely be secured by OG. True Rippers, on the other hand, once again, they're going for the arts control as Wimp has got the visual confirmation of a lot on the map. He's got a decent amount of map control so far, and he's probably going to try to extend as well. Good shot. RVK put to sleep. Adds it out. Peeks out over his B main. He's got way too many opponents to deal with, and Kazan will find the headshot. Reckoning utilized too. Once again, the BE is taken.
You know what the funny part is? Every time they've used the Reckoning, it didn't find anyone. They just use it as an extra insurance policy. It doesn't really affect anyone because no one's there. And that's because Wimp did a really good job of selling that fake. He even takes one as he bites the dust. But hey, now this becomes a little sketchy because Tesseract and Aziz both have rifles. Now, they don't have too many ultimates to work off of, but they have plenty of flashes, which can be devastating. Tesseract drops. Nobody peeks him. That's actually surprising. I thought they would double peek him at the same time. He pushes his own teammates Molly. Nobody expects that. And he gets 2 kills. That's amazing. And now it's between him and Techno. Both of them just running circles around each other. The burst with Classic is there. And Tesseract's getting all the kills, but he just simply can't get the defuse. But still, the amount of economic damage he dealt, it is nuts.
I usually call that type of a player heroic play, but that was straight up demonic.
Yeah.
How was he even able to pull that off? Pulls out the classic, gets the burst down, then doesn't even have a lot of bullets to get another kill, but all he needs to do is tap once and get the last man down to Tesseract. This is why I love this guy. So good, man. Even though he does not even play that duelist role, he still has such strong mechanics.
And the sense of surprise, right? Pushing his own teammates Molotov. Who on True Rippers would have expected that? Absolutely nobody. Gets him an instant double kill. And it's these kind of unorthodox plays that will get you the advantage. Aziz this time, a very dangerous combination. It's raining flashes and dogs. It's raining birds and death upon the skies. And OG completely shut down this area. A main is theirs for the taking and nobody can take it from them.
Indeed. Disrupt. Moving close through arts once again. Disrupt is a man to fear, that's for sure. We've seen this man pull off some incredible shots and clutches, so he cannot be underestimated at all. Gets the kill, tries to fade away, but catches too much hurt while he tries to do so. One bullet, man. That's all you're going to need to take down Disrupt, but then he does that. Headshot straight up to AZ's. And now Disrupt has also got a flank coming in on his face with the operator. But he's not going to live to see another day.
Bombardment of utility, man. True Rippers really had no way to continue fighting over there. If it's not the curveball, it's the guiding light. If it's not the guiding light, it's the trailblazer. All of that and two of the sharpest aimers in the team just descend upon True Rippers. By the way, for those of you curious about what's going on, at this moment, Orangutan are hosting a watch party in their boot camp. So if you guys are from that area, go ahead and visit that. It's quite a vibe, and judging by the number of people that are present over there, those guys, they're having fun.
Interesting. Kaizen? Out in mid. Everyone's looking to burst in, man. Just trying to find that right timing. That's all they need. Kaizen pulls out knife. Don't exactly know what the game plan was.
Oh my god.
OG, it's an absolute meat grinder inside the link. You're going to step in and you're going to get grinded apart. Tesseract with the gun in the close quarters, looking to farm anyone that stands against him, and he will once again a 4K.
So many multi-kills, man. Tesseract, he is a messiah of that. He wields the sight of the Grim Reaper in his hands right now. All he needs is a robe, and then he will literally pull off the Grim Reaper cosplay. Just fire and blood raining upon True Rippers. OG take violence a little too personally in order to win these rounds. And you take a look at the way these teams are winning the rounds, it's so different. Whenever True Rippers win a round, it's on the back of a nice fake, it's on the back of defaulting and selling misinformation. But whenever OG win the round, it's purely on the basis of carnage.
Yeah. A tactical timeout once again from True Rippers this time, though, because they realize now the chase is cut short almost by OG. All they need is one more round to tie up the score. The first half is close, though, I gotta say that's for sure. OG is getting a tough fight in the first half of Pearl. But once again, you can say that it's their opponent's map pick, so you expect it to be really close. Let's see what OG have planned up in the upcoming couple of rounds. They've only got 3 rounds to go. If OG are able to win that back-to-back, then I feel like when it comes to the mental strength of the game, True Rippers would be crumbling down.
It definitely does a disservice to True Rippers, you know, especially with the way OG are stringing these rounds together. Luckily for True Rippers, at least their momentum makes sure that their economy doesn't break in a very awkward moment, but they are starting to run out of money. If True Rippers win this round, it has to be on the back of these ultimates, and they've got quite a lot of impactful ultimates available. Lockdown, Viper Spit. If the spike gets planted, this round is as good as gone for OG. This high tide,
oh, good flash.
It's so unique. It cuts off the entire area of B-Link. And guess what? It doesn't let them fight towards the entrance of B-Link, where Roffuel is waiting. But still, Roffuel is prepared for this one. He doesn't need any backup. He alone is enough. He's sufficient, and he's deadly. Tesseract arrives right on time to help him out, and Roffuel continues doing what he does best. Devastation.
It's OG's arena, and you've stepped your foot into it. And a flawless round from OG. A team that was even struggling to get a round win inside the map, and out and over. And now they've stepped up, and they've stepped up so massively that it seems like True Rippers, they're getting ripped apart. They stand no chance, that's what it seems like. And you can see this OG watch party as well. You guys can see that. The players are the people that are in the watch party. They're, of course, having a blast supporting this team.
And there's so
the odds
many.
are stacked with you. Yeah, it was actually full. There was
I know,
a couple
right?
of people that were even standing.
Yeah, they don't have space to sit. I love it. I love it when arenas get this full. Just jam-packed. If only we were in the studio to experience something like this.
Forget about it, man. Don't even think about it.
You know what I can think about?
What?
This high tide. It's so weird coming out of audio. Like,
Yeah.
it's a very weird high tide. I guess it's only put down to help them capture the ultimate orb. or rather deny OG the ultimate. Oh, but oh my god, look at this burst out! 1 second, 3 kills, Techno and Wim just turn up the kill feed. Oh my lord! OG had some decent positions over there. They were prepared to take True Rippers on, but it takes just one flash from Techno. And that's all he requires to completely devastate the setup from OG. True Rippers might just off an eco over here unless Rofuel has something to say about it. And he has no intentions of budging out. Doesn't dash back, and that's his undoing.
Yep, Antidote, the last one surviving once again. He's got a lot of credits. So even if he does go for this commitment, it's going to be completely fine. So Antidote's going to try to pull off a clutch over here. A 1v4 clutch. He needs to be sneaky. A silent assassin. Peeks out for the first man, but is not even able to get him down. Kaizen seals the deal. It's all about, I mean, it's like throw the tactical nature away. It feels like it's all about the aim fight now. At least the previous couple of rounds have felt like that.
I guess that's what every True Rippers games look like, right? It's a lot of faking, it's a lot of moving around and showcasing presence. I mean, True Rippers always start off in this way. They start off slowly, they either send a lot of utility towards one of these areas, and then they regroup, hit the other part of the map like a truck. And when they finally hit you, it is actually quite devastating. I don't think I've seen OG struggle this much. I don't think I've seen them lose the knee in a long time.
Oh. Interesting. Trying to move on towards the main area. They've also got the lockdown. So that means another free side in their hands. They're going to wait it out for a couple of seconds before the confirmation is going to come in. Reckoning utilized as well. AZ's being forced in the back lines. No chance or no choice then to give this side away. Kaizen, as always, going to push all the way towards Duckout, trying to clear anyone that stands against him in the path of vengeance. And yeah, True Rippers, this time the kills are going to start to flow in. But once again, the traits are also there on the board by OG as Rofuel chops 2 of them off. Tesseract from the flower pot area will be able to get one. Good flash, blinds out RU, and RU stands no chance.
Jesus, OG pull off such an amazing round. A 2v4 practically. Tesseract and Rofuel turning up the heat. A lot of the members of OG basically died in that initial hit from True Rippers as they tried to escape the lockdown and the reckoning at the same time. Too many of them tried to give away their lives in the disengagement. But as they tried to hit them back, as they tried to take control of Secret once more, they knew for a fact that True Rippers will have that area heavily stacked. And they were fully aware about the risks. They just wanted to get the fights done and get into the side. Deny the Viper's Pit. That was the win condition from OG, and they grasp it with both their arms.
And they've done a phenomenal job doing so. It seems like, at least in the first half, in the later phase of the game so far, the momentum, the wind is sort of sailing in the favor of OG. Let's see if they're going to be able to carry on forward in the second half, because that's where it's all going to matter. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to push to a short break. We'll be right back.
Bro, fridge meat के लिए, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you wanna get.
The all-new Omen 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The Omen 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 N-Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen X. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
Welcome back into the second half, ladies and gentlemen, as we're going to have the players on the stage ready to move inside to the second half. The first half has been a really close half so far, 6-6 the scoreline, but as I said, it seems like sort of OG were successful to get the wins in their sail.
Oh, but you better watch out for this wind, you know? When OG are in the server, it never turns into a tornado. A complete storm that will sink not just ships, but entire fleets whole. This time, both the teams are kind of avoiding each other like the plague. True Rippers have a triple push out of A main, but they soon discover that the entirety of OG is towards B here. And that's why the rotations are already inbound. You've got RU trying to run back towards the B side. Meanwhile, there's a double backstab coming in from True Rippers. OG have a very limited time minute to plant this spike. Wimp already over here somehow survives the ordeal, and now that backup has arrived. Aziz and Tesseract take care of the cavalry. Are you somehow alive, hiding behind this toxin screen and the corner? Antidote's supposed to take care of the backstab, and he is capable of doing so. It's all down and dusted. Tesseract with the final blow, taking OG ahead.
Solid stuff from OG. And a good way to start off the second round too. We all know for the second round, pistol round is the most key round to take in your hands. And that's what OG have accomplished to do. Even though they lost the first pistol round, it didn't really matter to them. But this is what matters. 7-6 being the scoreline now. Pretty much the upcoming round as well should be gifted to them, considering they have the better weaponry on the board compared to True Rippers. So we're going to expect OG to just rip apart True Rippers in this upcoming round as expected. They also do have a lot of utility available. It's all going to be down to the farm. Who's going to be able to farm the ultimate points? And it seems like Aziz is going to be the one to get the first shot off.
Okay. Here comes the dash inside. But the rest of his team is still on the other side of this high tide. So Rofil is essentially alone over here. And he gets another dash to complete the escape. He doesn't even die to that ordeal. Disrupt once again, coming in from the back lines.
Oh no.
And somehow Antidote's devices don't give away the position because he's a little too out of range.
Oh, wait, hold on. Disrupt. He's got his work cut out for him. Hold on, but he doesn't have a lot of HP, unfortunately. Only 4 left. Yeah, he will be sealed. But OG, a solid round. They only lost out 2 players. That's not that big of a deal for them at all. And look at this viewer party. They're getting happy. Finally, we see those players settle down now. Now they're having some spot to sit at.
I guess a few of them went down to have a little break in the halftime, and they haven't come back yet.
Yeah, they got scammed.
Well, at least True Rippers don't get scammed over here. They do lose 2 rounds, but in the bonus, they have quite a lot of advantage. Not a single proper auto rifle available on the side of OG. Well, there is a Phantom on Tesseract, but Aziz's run it back has been dealt with instantly, so that's one problem away from True Rippers. Techno even manages to get the kill onto Tesseract. Aziz quick to follow up, but he is just a tad bit behind. Doesn't get the timing quite right. Wimp, however, is kind of alone over here. He only has his nanoswarms to assist him, so he better fall back to safety, but Rofil won't let him. And just like that, the B side's liberated. Antidote's even going in for a massive flank. Now, fortunately, he's been detected, and Disrupt does deal with him, so there's no more flankers that True Rippers have to worry about. But they still have to retake, and that can be quite a difficult task.
Indeed, it can be. RVK looking to extend forward quite deep. AZ's peeked out of the smoke with the flash. He did manage to get one, but the instant trade out was there from the side of Techno. It's a 2-on-3 scenario, and it just felt like OG could have almost lost that one, but RVK goes huge, goes massive. Puts down Astral Star, will probably try to suck him in, and yes, that's what he does. The pull's perfect. It's going to get him off the diffuser, but he's already got it halfway done. Now he knows it's a panic situation, and the defuse is done. Techno plays that nicely. Calm, cool, collected, and also gets rid of the last man on the naughty list.
Exactly. OG were already a man down, so they had no choice but to push in towards the defender spawn region. Especially when they were in hell. These guys got spotted. Kazan dropping down gave the information they required. As soon as Techno got the first kill, he knew for a fact that the spike isn't planted for RVK. He can continue holding it. Plus, RVK hadn't placed his stars over there instantly. You know, he had to place that in the heat of the moment, which allows Techno to get to the halfway point already. Imagine if they had the time to actually place those stars preemptively, then probably RBK would have been able to pull off that clutch. But this time OGR is trying to go for a really fast hit. It's a full-blown commitment towards the A main side, and Rafiel already kicking things off. Wimp doesn't get checked, but now he's going to have a lot of flashes coming at him. A double flash from Aziz, and Wimp has been completely left blindsided. RBK even holding the flank. He's going to make sure that nobody else can get the better off him, but it's a weird flash from Techno, and he fails with the birds.
No way! He just got the confirmation out of that player, and then you've got Aryu also getting flanked from the back. Aryu's got no clue of the danger approaching him, and yeah, antidote to seal the deal.
Sheesh, that is dangerous. I like how OG just keep it simple this time. I mean, they've tried a lot of different strats across this half. We've seen them try to go for full-blown B main hits. We've seen them try to go for arts and B-link splits. But this is one of the first times we see them go for straight-up A main. No art control, no fakes, nothing. It's a pure rush in its rawest form. And that's what I fear the most, you know, when OG decide to devolve down to the basics, go down to their primal instincts and resort to violence, that's when it becomes really difficult to stop them.
Indeed. Look at OG once again just getting a free flow on the site. This A side is sort of like an open invitation. And they're gladly taking it in the hand too, because there's no one to stop them so far, considering the opponent's economy has also reset it. So it's just going to be a free farm for them. A couple of shots missed, but it's completely fine. It feels like OG still have got things under control, and yes, they do.
Double digits acquired. OG have quite a lot of support, not just in the VCSA arena, but even in their own boot camp as they host this watch party.
Yeah.
Damn, the atmosphere is electric. And so is their gameplay right now. Aziz with the triple, farming up his run it back again.
Dude,
there's so many ultimates available all across the board.
That's what I was about to say. Oh man, Antidote, all he needs is one more orb, and he will also have to lock down up, which he will be feated soon enough. So far, he's in the mid area trying to support his teammates in the back. They spot out the turret. There's a little bit too many players in the close quarters. The operator needs to fall back to safety soon enough, and he will be able to do so. Rafiel also able to get the man in the close quarters. That's done and dusted. OG, they once again take the arts control as Tesseract's able to flow from the back towards the site. What is going on? True Rippers are really starting to fall for the trap that's being set up. And they're also having free flow all across the map. They're just straight up walking in any part of the map like it's their home.
Exactly, dude. I don't even have this much freedom in my own house. And OG just treat it like they own this place, dude. They're pushing in towards art, and of course True Rippers are scared to fight over there because the run it back is in play. And while they're so focused on that region, Tesseract already sneaks in from A main. Meanwhile, they also flood in from double doors, take control of B link, like they're everywhere. Where do True Rippers even go? If they try to defend, they don't know where to stack their players up, where to focus. And even if they try to go for a retake, where will they start retaking from?
Oh man. This tactical timeout, True Rippers really do need it, man. They definitely need it, that's for sure. Desperate time, desperate calls. That's what I'm going to say right now. So let's see what True Rippers or what sort of adjustments they're probably trying to make, because one thing's for sure, OG's coach isn't really making a lot of calls. 11-7 being the scoreline. As I said, in the first half, in the final moments, it felt like the wind was sort of in the sails of OG, and now they're starting to carry on forward with that wind, with that momentum. On the other hand, True Rippers not able to stop that momentum, not able to breach into the sites that OG are getting control of so many of the times, and usually it's the A site over and over again, and still True Rippers are not able to find a cure to that disease.
Wow. I mean, it's these kind of rounds that really make you fear what OG stand for, right? It really puts the whole logic magic conversation into perspective. And this time, once again, it's gonna be a simple, clean B hit, but it looks simple only on the surface level. It can be devastating. Antidote's got the lockdown, and I think he wants to invest it. RBK will most likely use the Cosmic Divide. Oh, actually, no, never mind. He doesn't use the Cosmic Divide. He only uses the smokes. One towards Heaven, the other one towards B-Link. And Rafiel continues focusing fire towards CT. Disrupt does deal with him, but the sight's already in their hands, and so are their heads. Tesseract continues farming, man. He's powered by all the Infinity Stones.
It's just a massacre. It's a massacre at this point. And we're already down to a match point, ladies and gentlemen. The fact is that True Rippers have so many ultimates available and still they were not able to do anything off of that, because the problem is, as soon as they get their eyes on the opponents, their bodies are dropping down like flies. No chance to even survive for that second opportunity to try and fight back. In that initial contact, they're getting picked off. And you guys saw how quick and how fast and how aggressive OG are on that take. You saw Rafael extending all the way towards the spawn. He wanted a little bit of glimpse of the opponents right off the bat. Yeah, even though he died over there, but still what it does is put a little foot stop on the pace of their opponents.
I don't think there wasn't much pace to begin with. At least this time True Rippers have a lot of ultimates, so the retake can be facilitated. Lockdown as well as the Reckoning should definitely make things slightly easier for them. But look at the spike plant. It's quite in the open, so OG have no restrictions, you know. They can easily fall back and play from the top of ramp, play the range. Meanwhile, they've already sent Aziz on like a suicide mission. He does take one down, so no more Viper Spit available for True Rippers. This makes things so much harder.
Let's be honest, even if they do get this round in the hand, we all know why is it and how did they get it. It's all because of all the ultimates that they have poured on the site. They pretty much put anything
They're actually
they
sticking
have
it.
on the stack.
What?
They do stick it, and they get this defuse done. Wimp with a massive 3K as well, trying his best to stop the opponents. But yeah, as I said, even if they do win out that round, we all know it was all behalf of all the ultimates that was being poured on the site.
I mean, yeah, they basically had to flood the site with the High Tide, the Cascade, the Cove. I mean, Argue gave every piece of utility he had into that one. Even used the Reckoning for good measure. And the Lockdown too. So, yeah, even though OG lose that round, they bait out almost every single ultimate that True Rippers have.
Now
what do they do?
4 ultimates. That's what it took to stop that team. So yeah, that in itself should speak the amount of force OG so far is putting on the table. And this is what I said. Once you get the glimpse, that's enough for OG to pick you off. You don't even get a chance to fight back for the second time. You make a mistake once and it will be punished. That's how things work in the court of OG, as once again, they're going to have a free flow on the site all the way towards the backlines. They've got the entry. Look at Aryu in the close quarters, but he gets spotted by the Trailblazer. Cannot stand a chance. Aryu wanted to do something unorthodox, but he was not able to do so. Seekers utilized. That means Antidote position should be compromised. No. It was from the opponents. My bad.
There's just no way True Rippers do anything over here. OG just used the brute force approach in the second half. I mean, they started off the second half in a very methodical way, you know. They tried taking control on different parts, play it nice and slowly, and then True Rippers win one round. OG get triggered. They're like, how dare you? And then they start brute forcing their way through every single time, man.
Oh, man.
There's just no standing against them. They bully you to oblivion.
I mean, as we had this conversation about OG, right? Even if you are in the driving seat, you still got to consider that OG is still having their own driving seat on their own vehicle. They make their own vehicle. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to refer to over here, because it doesn't matter even if you're having the lead, OG will still make sure that they will be on the driving seat because they like to play their own natural game. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to push this short break. We'll be right back.
Now, Revenant have a very unique playstyle, right? They get Paradox into a very awkward spot, have that guy throw his opponents off guard, and the rest of the team follows up behind. Both the teams fell prey to that. So that's one common aspect that the defensive side of both True Rippers and OG have in common. However, the second half is what matters the most. OG, when they try using the brute force approach on their own, they are a force to be reckoned with, and that can be very difficult to stop. It's almost like trying to stop a train with your bare hands. The only way you can stop it is not by trying to brute force and stop it in its tracks. You have to remove the track itself to derail it. So, in order to stop OG over here, especially when OG is on the attacking side, somehow True Rippers will have to pull off disruptive plays. Somehow they will have to disrespect the smokes, disrespect the counter utility that OG are throwing at them, and just get a niche, carve out that niche, which will really throw OG off their balance. And once you have the giant stumbling to get their footing back, that's when True Rippers have a moment to strike. They will only be presented with tiny opportunities, and True Rippers will have to thread the needle every single time. The odds are heavily stacked against them. OG undefeated so far in Split 2. True Rippers already struggled on Bind the last time they played. Historically, this is not a good map for True Rippers, but will they be able to stop the Giants? Will they be able to break OG's winning streak? We will find out now as we jump into map number 2.
Bind. As we're going to have True Rippers kicking things off on the defending side, and OG on the attack, and you see OG already trying to make waves. Kaizen's TP was spotted, so they know there might be someone aggressing through, and yeah, Kaizen's done. He's managed to find one player in the front lines as the rest of the True Rippers are going to try to flow in too with the help of Disrupt. Disrupt playing Raze inside this map. I'm really happy that this man's been given that duelist role and he's able to do such a great job. I always knew he had the firepower to back it up. Couple of shots taken against the opponents as RVK is going to try to get back to safety, but no, instead he will still try to take the fight against his opponent. The flash unfortunately not going to work out. Instead, flashing his own teammate, Disrupt gets blinded. It's a 3-on-4 scenario against the players of OG, as now they're still starting to get their hands on a couple of kills. It's all down to Rawfield now. Also going for the defuse, and Disrupt will be the one to put the nail in the coffin.
True Rippers must make these proactive plays again and again in order to catch OG off guard. Nice initiation. Have Bimp use that toxin screen to its path, and then you basically crunch in from B long. True Rippers had a triple stack to its B long, and as soon as they realize that OG aren't showcasing any presence over here, they jump into the TP, crunch path, and that kind of forces OG to make a move a little earlier than they wanted to. I mean, OG were already setting up an A-shot execute, but as soon as they realize that they're gonna get crunched, they go in and they plant the spike towards the other end of the site, not the default spots. And they try to play from backside instead. They tried taking Heaven Control. They tried taking Defender Spawn. And it's a good adjustment from OG, but unfortunately, True Rippers, they were the ones who initiated this round, so they always have the upper hand. Now OG must retaliate. They're not the kind of team to go for 4 spies. That's why they only have these Sheriffs and some Frenzies in the mix. Although those also can be quite deadly. Rawfield already sneaking inside. This can be devastating. Audio has no idea. And now he's in the U-Hauls with the judge. This weapon in his hands in that area is nearly impossible to kill.
Indeed it is. Once again, they will get the spike plant down. Viper. The snake bat is there to try and get him off that one, but unfortunately, he will be still able to get the plant down and fall back to safety. All they needed was that plant, and they have gotten it so far. Kazan once again gonna TP out, but he's got 2 players in the front. Tesseract, what a shot! Shuts his opponent down, puts him to sleep. Wimp peeks out once again, gets the refrag. But True Rippers, they've still got too many players to deal with. Rawfield's got his hands on the judge, so that means, at least so far, the U-Haul's gonna be on the seal. Aziz pushing out, not able to get the refrag done, and True Rippers, once again, they're gonna shred through their opponents. But it was a really good eco round from OG, gotta say that.
Yeah, indeed. A very clean round from OG as well. They almost kill everybody. Wimp survives by the skin of his teeth. And I love these planting spots from OG. It's only been 2 rounds, but you take a look at the planting spot in the first round, the pistol. It allows them to play post plant from the back of Ace side, from the defender spawn region. Even now, they plant somewhat in the open. The guy who's sticking it doesn't stay close to the truck. So the planter only takes damage from the snake bite, not from the bullet spam. And these kind of micro adjustments are what make OG a very difficult team to counter.
I mean, because of that good eco round, True Rippers are humbled. Their economy is not that good. Wimp try to go for that peak, the first contact, and he will be taken away from the game. Once again, OG, they've shown their presence across the map. As we've got the players as well just spraying through. They found the first man, and now they're looking to take out the rest of the team as well. That was a solid triple peak from True Rippers, so they're also able to get down to RVK. So now OG knows this is a big push coming in against them, but it's still not going to matter. It's OG's meat grinder.
And OG keep it clean. They only lose 1 member in the process. And they get picks almost everywhere, right? Rawfield starts off the round by killing Wimp towards U-Haul. And then the push out from Hookah doesn't really work in the favor of True Rippers. But then again, it wasn't supposed to work in their favor. It was an eco round for them. They just wanted to get it done and dust it with, get it over, and move on to the next. But you know what?
Yeah.
True Rippers, by winning 2 rounds, have already performed better than what they did against Revenant Esports.
So far, though, I mean, True Rippers, they've got the full buys back in the hands. Even though they lost the previous round, it's still not going to matter.
Wow, that's so fast.
They have the full loadouts, and yeah, Easy is already getting the side entry so easily, man. Not even breaking a sweat. Already they're going for the plant. OG.
But they haven't cleared long.
Metal on the accelerator, and yeah, they probably should know that there are a couple of players on the long side, and yeah, now it's cleared. They know Techno is there too. Good Molotov to force out Techno out of his comfort spot, and he will be dealt with. RVK puts the bullet to his dome, and then Kazan's going to be the last one on the naughty list. I highly doubt he's going to be able to do anything.
Oh my god, I love it when OG picks up the pace like this. They don't even bother going towards long. They show some presence towards the fountain area, and then the rest of them just pounce in from hookah, knowing fully well that B long is not going to be clear. But you know what? They're comfortable with that. They know for a fact that the long players have no choice but to either face them and die, or jump into the tree and somehow live to fight another day. I guess it's the former option that True Rippers chose, and both of them were dealt with without even breaking a sweat. OG pick up the pace. They don't need to pick up the pieces in order to do so, in order to win. And just like that, True Rippers back in the economic trenches. Growler sends Disrupt back, but he still gets bitten. Well, at least he doesn't get killed on the back of it, so he can retreat to safety. But this is quite a big stack from True Rippers towards the B side. There's 4 defenders present over here. And if OG continue pushing inside, they will be in a little bit of trouble. Aziz deals with this trouble. I guess explosives are the solution to any situation. And Techno hiding inside the smoke could have an element of surprise, but there's no surprising Tesseract. There's no big braining this man.
Not anymore. Wimp. He's not going to be able to do anything. Only with a sheriff in the hand. And yeah, AZ's is going to dome him down. Nicely done, OG. The pedal to the metal. The pedals on the feet are on the accelerator. It doesn't seem like they're going to be taking it off anytime soon. What do you think in the watch party? Which stream are they watching, Crips?
Oh, it's us. 100%.
You think so? Damn.
To everyone who showed up at the watch party, whether you're in the OG bootcamp, whether you're in the arena of VCSA, shout out to you guys, man. You guys are the MVPs. People keep saying that gamers need to get out of the house to touch grass, but hey, I believe you should get out of the house to watch more video games.
Another house.
Yeah. But look at the amount of ultimates available in Kazan's. He's feeling a little adventurous, but they're ready for him. It's a double stack, one on top of the other. There's no chance Kazan survives that.
It's like this team has a sixth sense. They knew that someone's going to push out, and there's 3 players in the front. Just straight up looking at that same direction. And OG. Oh no, there's a showstopper coming in, and that was a good one too. Disrupt found value out of that. Tesseract taken away. A big threat neutralized. And now it's a 4-on-4 scenario. Equal traits on the side. But the problem is still, Wimp has got his hands on the Viper Speed, which he can try to deny an entire side to. But I highly doubt now he's going to try to do that. As we've got the players from True Rippers realizing the fact that it is an A hit and every single player is going to rotate on towards the A side. Also, the plant goes down. The Seeker's out as well. AZ's was pushed up way too deep. Realizes that he's got his feet inside the death trap and will now decide to back away. Antidote is well able to return back to favor on their opponents. He's softened up a little bit, but it's not going to matter.
Heaven Smoke's about to fade. That will put Aziz in a very weird spot. It will be up to Antidote to protect him over here. But Techno deals with Aziz. Antidote, now being the tip of the spear, doesn't fall back all the way. He's still holding the more shallow angle, and he gets everybody! The captain of the team stepping up to deliver the killing blow. And they deal with all of True Ripper's aggression every step of the way. Kazan's up, not a problem. The showstopper from the Raze. Again, it only gets one. The best that Disrupt was able to do is deny Tesseract from having the AWP again in his hands, but then again, OG don't need the AWP to win this one.
Oh man, Antidote. Amping up the heat when it's needed. As you said, the captain, the big brains this time, also proving out that he's got the big firepower in his arms. And now, True Rippers, they've got a decent amount of utilities that can help them get the site control back in their hands. But the main issue over here is the guns, the weapons advantage. It's in the hands of the opponent. So far, OG are able to steamroll through in the past couple of rounds. They've also got their hands on the Nightfall. So they'll probably try to use if they do want to get a side control quickly enough. But this round, we're seeing a massive change in the pace. OG, they're not really forcing things just yet. They're taking their sweet time.
Exactly. And that's very appropriate because True Rippers have a trap setup over here. A 4-stack towards the B side definitely is dangerous, but with so many players playing closer to the teleporters and with Wimp using the Viper Toxin screen diagonally across the A site, OG can kind of sense that there's a Bath TP trap play in the works already. That's a nice fade haunt. Wimp gets revealed and Antidote catches the timing onto Kazan. OG are literally inside True Rippers' heads, basically planting themselves deep and making them manufacture mistakes. No, I speak of mistakes and Raw Fuel commits a very uncharacteristic one. Maybe Aziz can make up for it. Oh, he definitely can. He's got the firepower. He's got everything he requires, but Techno swings wide with the Spectre. He still has a lot more left to do. Tesseract and RVK aren't going to offer him a fight at all. Never mind. What?
We talked about not offering a fight, and RVK almost did that. There is a Molotov on the spike, and out and over. OG, somehow they throw away a situation which they were not supposed to lose. What? I understand that reaction from you, Crips, because none of us expected
I literally
this
just
round at all.
I literally just said after Aziz died, the rest of OG won't offer them a fight, and then they do exactly that. So, nah, this isn't a curse. This is just, I don't even have the mystical words for this one. This is just unfortunate, I would say. It's very uncharacteristic of OG to make mistakes like these, but every time OG loses in silly ways, they get triggered. They start feeling a lot more aggressive. You remember what happened in Pearl, right? They lost one round in a 1v2 fashion, and after that they just started brute forcing everywhere else. I just fear that something else might happen. Something similar might happen, and just as soon as I say that, Tesseract already picks off Gazin. Disrupt. Keen on fighting them, but look at the wide swing from Rofu. RVK gets the better of him, but Aryu luckily falls back in time, and now the Hellfire committed. Tesseract continues pushing in towards the other side, but takes a little bit of chip damage. The sound cue might have made Wimp aware about the position, but the battle spotted first.
Spike planted.
Not a good thing. Tesseract with a massive 3k, and he will be able to seal the deal too. How is this man even alive? Only on 15 HP, Tesseract's able to put in so much work in those final moments. If it's not Tesseract, then it's someone else. If it's not someone else, then it's Tesseract. Every single player's got each other's back on OG squad. And now it's safe to say that they've got a firing squad that's more than alive. Look at that white. That's a pop-in swing right there. Man doesn't even let go off his W key or his movement key in general.
Exactly.
And just straight up keeps on white swinging out of that spot.
But this time Wimp has a Viper Spit, and I'm assuming he's gonna anchor the B-side all by himself by using it. He's even changed up his Toxin screen setup, but the setup change doesn't really matter when Antidote has the AWP. And there's more follow-up utility towards back, but look at Disrupt! Great shot! Although he's kind of trapped in a one-and-done position, so he can't really escape unless he satchels out of there. And he does it just in the nick of time. Triple stack towards bot. This makes the True Ripper setup over here quite potent, and OG recognize the weaknesses. They instantly pivot towards B.
Yeah, I like this reroute decision that they're making all the way towards the B side, but the problem is that the Seekers are utilized as well. They should probably give this position away. All the three players now are looking to breach inside the side, and they've got their hands onto it. The plant will go down as well. A lot of time left over. There's also Orbital Strike left over in the hands of RVK, so this man will try to play a little bit in the back lines. Aziz, on the other hand, though, he's going to try to take the battle real up close and personal. Nicely done. He deletes his opponent, as now RVK is getting challenged by two of the players in the front. Decides to pull out the Orbital Strike, makes Techno to take that fight as well, but Techno comes out on top. And now it's a 2-on-2 scenario. Antidote got his hands on the operator, looking for that single pixel peek. As it's taken, Antidote will delete his opponent once again, and AZ's with a 3k to close it off.
AZ's playing on timing, off of Antidote's contact. As soon as the first shot is fired, then AZ swings because he knows his opponents will be looking to its elbow. Distracted, discombobulated, OG make a hard pivot. I don't think I've seen them make an adjustment like this in the entirety of Pearl. I haven't even seen them do it in Bind, you know? OG are not the kind of team that adjusts to their opponent. They instead make their opponents adjust to them. So this is a bit of a respectful move from them. They recognize that True Rippers have stacked the bathroom region. And why wouldn't they? Wimp changing his Toxin screen setup kind of gives away the cue. True Rippers have attempted that TP trap towards bot quite often. But that was when Wimp uses the Toxin screen from truck all the way towards bat itself. This time he uses it from hookah, covers long as well as the teleport spot outside of bot. And when that Toxin screen is activated, there's only two things that can happen. It's either a bot stack or it's a B long stack. So OG decide to hit the A short region. That's a very appropriate response from OG. They're basically trying to figure out what the setup of True Rippers will be like based on simply the Toxin screen from Wimp. And once they spot out there's three players towards the A side, they instantly recognize what the setup of True Rippers is. OG are literally getting inside the heads of True Rippers. They're basically playing a game of 5-dimensional chess. Getting inside their opponents' heads. Planting seeds of doubts that will probably sprout into massive beanstalk, carrying them all the way up to Ascension.
Oh, raw fuel. Trying to be a little aggressive and cheeky at the same time, but catches a haircut. Already taken down to 9 HP, but it's fine.
Yeah, no problem.
There is antidote available, and he will be able to get him back to full HP. As there is Viper's Pit still available in the hands of Wimp. He still haven't utilized it.
Yeah, since the last 3 rounds he hasn't used it.
Yeah. And now they've still got 3 more rounds to go as Testrak's able to get one while he's just lurking around over here. That was a really nice pick from their side. True Rippers now, they're going to be narrowed down to only 2 players on the A side so far. There is an instant rotation though in the back lines, and Techno is able to get a revenge frag. That's a massive one. Now the man advantage is neutralized.
Yeah, but after making so much contact towards a shot, True Ripper spotted a lot of OG members over there. And this might just give them a false sense of security, you know? True Rippers are still triple stacked towards the A site. Maybe the Trailblazer from Techno will tell them exactly what's happening, but by the time they realize that OG is coming towards the B site, Vimp can't protect it. So he has no choice but to fall back deeper into its elbow and give up the plant.
Oh, there we go. Once again, the firing squad comes into action as there's a lot of players just flooding on the site. The no-scope missed, but it's fine. RVK's got his teammates back. One more to go in the front lines, and yeah, OG, they've got too many angles to check, and RVK will fall down too. Wimp gets the defuse.
True Rippers are also starting to recognize one pattern. Every time someone from OG starts to plant, the rest of the teammates extend quite deep inside. They're pushing through their own smokes placed on elbow. That's not something you would expect a normal attacking team to do. And the rest of OG members also, they don't prepare for the post-plant positions towards B long. Instead, they're holding the crossfires on the site itself near the metal boxes. And yeah, the crossfires on paper are potent, but sometimes if True Rippers are just flooding the site with way too many members, it becomes a little difficult to stop that waterfall in.
This tactical timeout once again being pulled out, but this time it's OG. They lost out that round and instantly they pull out a tactical timeout. OG, I guess they do not even lose out on any of these rounds that are left over. They want to have a clean first half, maybe an 8-4. That's what they want to make it. But yeah, the coach is definitely not really making a lot of talking so far, but he is probably giving some key points away as he's talking rarely. But yeah, Crips, as you mentioned, sometimes the Viper walls is definitely being a key issue for OG, and in general sometimes those dry peaks as well that we're seeing, it's sort of really making OG fumble in the previous round.
And OG usually are a very attacking sided team. Their brute force executes can be very difficult to stop. But True Rippers are malleable. They bend OG to their will, and most of the times it's OG overheating. That's what causes them to lose. Oh, but look at this TP play from True Rippers. We've seen this from them before, but they don't find anything towards Bat. And OG instantly respond by pushing out towards Hookah, but Kaizen and Rimp are prepared over here. This AWP can be devastating. The Seas catches him, but Kaizen doesn't care. He will continue peeking out ahead. Oh, somehow survives this, and Disrupt blows apart Raw Fuel just in time to save his teammate. Nice adjustment from True Rippers. They crunch OG in half.
3 players TP'd instantly towards bathroom. Got a lot of information. Then Wimp got the first contact. He also heard a lot of foot cues. So it was confirmed that it was definitely a B hit. But then Kaizen single-handedly able to stop a lot of players in the front lines with the operator. Right then and there was when they pretty much won that round. Nicely done, True Rippers. They got him in the deadlock pretty much. And now OG's economy is sort of humbled as well. They don't really have a lot of credits left over for the upcoming round. This round has to be the key one.
Exactly, right? Rawfuel at least has the Blade Storm. Yeah, because at least Rawfuel has the Blade Storm to make sure that the Stinger has some recipient firepower. But True Rippers were kind of having fun in that last round. 3 players teeping towards B-Long first, then teeping towards the A-Short as well. Just using the teleporters to their finest. Oh, hold on. They've already used the guiding lights and trailblazers towards a shot, so True Rippers have some information on that aspect. On the other hand, you have a Viper Spit towards B, but that doesn't matter because Raw Fuel doesn't care about where his opponents are. He's just gonna take a nice peek above the smoke and decapitate Disrupt. That's a lot of firepower taken off the table.
Got your trail.
Oh no. Look at what's going on over here. Seeker used in the perfect time. Then you've also got a Prowler chasing you down. What a way to flush out the Viper. Nicely done, OG. They instantly got the counter ults available too, and then Wimp pretty much had no other choice than to leave it, and he also got dealt with so easily enough. Tesseract in a cheeky angle. No one expects him to be there. Techno dealt with. 2 more to go. It's a 2-on-5 scenario. Next to impossible to pull it off. Orbital strikes there as well. They're pretty much trying to put anything that's left over on the books. And now Aryo left to deal with an entire firing squad of OG, where he's panicking and missing a lot of shots. And in the end, OG, they will deal with their nightmares and their opponents. Nicely done. First half in the favor of OG.
My god. I haven't seen OG look this stubborn in quite some time. They hard challenge Wimp and his Viper Spit. They use the Seekers, the Trailblazer, Prowler. 3 things thrown at Wimp, which basically forces him to get out of that Viper Spit, and they don't even let him get back to safety, instantly taking B long for themselves. And then, after they get into the site, OG don't just plant and get into post-plant position, they push all the way into Duet's defender spawn. Like, they're so deep, they're literally in the opponent's spawn. That is just absolutely crazy. I haven't seen this level of aggression from OG before. Yes, they're a very brute force kind of team, but pushing that deep inside when you already have the site and it's kind of unnecessary, that just proves that OG don't just look to win this match, but they also look to make a blanket statement. And the statement says, you can't beat us. That's just what they want to declare. We'll see what happens in the second half after this short break.
Bro, fridge meat के लिए, heat के लिए नहीं. Bro, this graphics card is making my frames drop. Come with me if you want to get.
The all-new Omen 16 with advanced Tempest cooling technology, now with 5 heat pipes and 4 thermal outlets. The Omen 16 with 12th Gen Intel Core i7 processor to make you forget your frame drops.
Now that's cool.
Game on with Tempest cooling.
Presenting Hyundai i20 Line. It's time to play.
Yes, I'm a Gen Z. Or should I say, the Gen Next. And I don't let fear hold me back from doing anything. I choose to move fearlessly to it all.
Hey buddy, we need you to trim your beard for this next scene.
What? Okay, fine, I'll admit it. I move fearlessly in most things, but I draw the line here. What if I Nico cut myself?
Try this.
Phillips.
As we commence on to the second half, ladies and gentlemen, of this entire death trap that OG are setting up over the players of True Rippers. But True Rippers should answer back in style once again. Or at least that's what we're hoping now that they're on the attacking side, Crips.
OG, let's see what kind of a setup they come up with. They were a bit too aggressive on the attacking side for their own good. Often extending towards their enemy spawns, literally even after they have the site and the plant. And now they are still towards defender spawn, 2 of them. I mean, I guess they just have an affinity for a defender spawn, you know? They stay over there regardless of whichever side they are playing. But True Rippers take this as their cue to move in towards Lamp. Antidote still holding the area, gets one with the frenzy, but the Trailblazer eventually clears him out, and RBK has way too much to deal with. Still, a double from him is very impressive given the number of people that were pushing him. Even Rofuel is here to back him up. And OG, I guess the plan to stay towards defender spawn worked out because it helps them rotate faster towards wherever the hit's coming. Nice shot from Wimp though, but recovering the spike will be very difficult now.
Once again, Wimp left in a 1-on-2 scenario. It is doable. if he's able to isolate these duels somehow. And, well, it's not going to matter because this man's aim is on the point. If I'm not wrong, even on the first map, they lost the first pistol round and then won the second half pistol round. And it pretty much just repeated the same thing over here, too. Interesting stuff. But yeah, the OG view party, the watch party, these guys are definitely cheering for every single person, or every single player, that's what I mean, from the OG squad. One thing is for sure, RVK being able to get those 2 kills inside the entire U-Haul area, that in itself for the entire course of the round changed.
Exactly right, especially when he's getting pop and swung. Plus there's a follow-up as well, so that is difficult to deal with. RVK mechanically superior. As he's brave as hell. What on earth is this? He just continues berserking down this area. And then there's a Trailblazer to follow up. They can't even get back to safety. And even if they fall back, you have one more player coming in from behind. True Rippers get crunched hard.
Oh, gee. Look at the watch party's reaction. Makes sense. These guys are hyped up. Looking at such an high octane performance from the players of OG. It's understandable, but nothing can be said just yet, Crips. Once again, as I said, yeah, even the OG still do have a massive cushion over the players of True Rippers. If they're able to win this by round, this is where they might just be able to stop the momentum so far OG's able to build. And the chances of them winning this round are quite high too, because they've got the superior weaponry. Vandals and Phantoms on the board. On the other hand, OG, they've got the broken buys because they're on the bonus so far. Good pick through the smoke. Oh, what is going on? The haunts are placed so perfectly. It's all about the timing and the communication when it comes to OG.
Exactly. I mean, whenever a Brim usually places that smoke towards B long, it's to stop the pushes from coming through. Nobody would have expected a follow-up haunt and then a spam through it to get that first kill. Brimmy with the stimmy. It's RVK who will have his say, and he will say goodbye. Instant man advantage acquired, and now OG can play passively. They have no reason to extend any further now that they've acquired the advantage, but will that stop them from making these risky shoulder peeks? I guess not. True Rippers have to go for a gamble push out over here, but the guiding light confirms the presence. Antidote already had a fair idea that True Rippers are present, but now that they have heard so many footsteps, his suspicions will be confirmed. Techno brave enough to push on the other side of this molly. It's a little ambitious at best, but I think he is aware about where Antidote could be. Never mind, the paint shells will distract them. And Antidote, he can see a little bit of a body. Finally, it's up to Disrupt, who satchels in. The movement is perfect to deal with the captain, but they still have to deal with raw fuel, and this check can be devastating. RVK is already here, and he will rip them to shreds. The pre-fire doesn't work out, but Disrupt is on a quad kill. He's on the verge of the ace. And it will take heroics from him to somehow save his team, but the spike is dropped in a very awkward spot and he doesn't have time to do it all. Tesseract doesn't even mind giving away the sound cue. Disrupt still not aware about this one. Has to go for the full stick, and Tesseract will use the time to close the distance. And he's about to strike from the shadows. He gets it! OG continue their winning streak.
They deny the ace. Nicely done by Tesseract. And as it will also probably get the defuse done. Yeah, OG, I mean, it doesn't matter how much heroics some players showing. It's all about getting the victory in the end. And that's what OG are here to seal a lot of those times. It felt like things are falling apart from the side of True Rippers, but then Disrupt was there to make sure that it's not going to happen. He tried his best to keep things together. He got a 4K too to try and save the day for his team. He was doing such a fantastic job. But in the end, unfortunately for him, Tesseract, he got a free peek at him. And Disrupt had a little bit too many angles to take care of, fighting the demons in his head too, as now he's also got a showstopper available. OG going for the aggressive peaks right off the bat. They've also got the Viper screen up as well. Interesting position to be placed in there. And True Rippers, yeah, they straight up just want to funnel inside the U-Haul. A good pick from True Rippers to start the thing off. And this is what they really need, considering now they have the guns disadvantage too. True Rippers have sort of got the flow on the site. And yeah, they pretty much have Showstopper used as well.
Uh-oh. At least the Showstopper's been dealt with. Now that's Rafuel creating trouble. They can't even plant because of the paint shell. Oh, but Rafuel continues to do these kind of ridiculous things. It's making me lose my mind. And he's blowing True Rippers' minds off too. Planting bullets deep inside their craniums. And he gets the fourth one as well. What on earth is this? This doesn't have any logic. Rafuel was dead to rights. He wasn't supposed to get any of that.
This is just calling proving your opponents unparalleled in every single aspect of the game. I mean, we talked about how True Rippers
Look at this!
feel like they've improved so much compared to what we saw in the split one. And then you see them face against OG, and OG are like, we don't think so that's enough to take a giant like us down. 11-5 is the scoreline, and yeah, that play from Rawfuel, it was just miraculous. I don't even know what to call it at this point, but it was just incredible.
Incredible. That doesn't even begin to describe it. He wasn't supposed to even survive the first encounter, but he turns around and gets the dink on the second guy as well. 2 kills with the classic. Like, I don't know, man. Some of the frags that these guys get, they just don't make sense to me. This is not conventional Valorant, I'm telling you that. And now once again, because Rawfuel is feeling so confident, he's guarding the B side all by himself. That trusty operator towards B long. And all the rest of the members of OG towards the A side. That Trailblazer almost went past S-Rack, but Kaizen spots him on the radar, sprays him down. Showstopper dodged, and now somehow True Rippers still have the advantage. The molly to stop the rest of them from flooding through, and even the hell has been torn asunder. Fire raining down from the skies. RVK raining down upon them with lead. But still, True Rippers survive all of that. They discover the positions, and now they're heading straight into the trap. Rawfuel's ready to receive. He's ready to intercept. His precision is on point. The opposition unmatched. And this guy is a walking sensation. They're so scared to face him again and again. Techno punting towards long, and as he's using the Cloudburst, his own opponent's Cloudburst as cover. That's just nuts. OG are manufacturing opportunities out of thin air.
Insane stuff from OG. And now they're also on the entire map point, ladies and gentlemen. And on the serious point, too. I guess they're going to continue their journey even inside the playoffs undefeated.
Every single member of OG mastering their strengths, conquering their weaknesses. They overcome all odds, and True Rippers succumb to all these difficulties. Every time True Rippers try to make a move for the betterment, it turns into their undoing. It works to their detriment. And how do they survive such an insane person like this? I can't even count the number of times I've had Rawfuel's name on the tip of my tongue, but he's got his crosshairs trained on the tip of their skulls. He doesn't even need a direct line of sight. Finally, return fire from RU alleviates pressure towards the other side, but the moment I say that, Antidote manufactures another opportunity.
There's another.
Nicely done. 2 on 4. Not a lot left over now. It's pretty much done. True Rippers, they're trying to fight back for the pride as Techno and his teammate RU in the back. They're trying to find some sort of opening on this B side. This is their only hope, but Rawfuel is posted up with the op. He's got it on the lockdown. It seems next to impossible to make it in as well, and Rawfuel sort of senses something. They've got the entry done on the site. Orbital strike was utilized too to stop the entire rotation right then and there, but no one was found in that trap just yet. A 3-on-2 scenario, trying to go for the spam through the walls as well. As RU now is softened up way too much. AZ's on the side, perfectly done. And OG, this could be their game to win, but Techno is on the verge of denying it. Tesseract, he's got a decent amount of utilities left over. Uses the haunt as well, but Techno still keeps his team breathing.
Keeps them breathing, keeps them alive. True Rippers get out of 5. They take the 6th round. But how many more can they conjure? They will have to weave a web of miracles. Literally create magic with their fingers if they want to push this game into overtime. 6 now impossible rounds as OG look to rain forward in the upper bracket of VCSA Split 2. An opportunity presented to Rippers because OG don't have the money. But Rawfuel still has the Hero Vandal. And he's got a massive cape on his back that has created troubles for True Rippers in the past. Toxin screen cuts the site in half as they can dash in towards the lamps, but there's a shorty on the other side. I'm starting to get nervous, Necro. This is the one play where Antidote can be super impactful, and Rawfuel continues to reign supreme. They finally deal with the troublemaker. Wimp. The captain steps up in the moment's notice. And finally, True Rippers are having another opportunity. Unless Aziz has something to say about this. He uses Wimp's toxin screen to recover the Vandal. That's incredible. But Disrupt knows where he is. Almost died because he was caught off guard with the boom bot. But finally the wall bang comes through.
Once again, alive and breathing is True Rippers. But for OG, all they need is one more round. For OG, that was sort of an eco round for them. And now they've got their hands on the weapons once again. Rawfield's going to opt out for the operator. Let's see how he's going to be playing that one. I'm really interested to see how Rawfield going to try to play with the operator. I mean, the last time it worked out, but it felt like True Rippers on the B side, they were able to find some sort of crack in the wall. But Rawfield usually will try to go aggressive. He will try to hold some aggressive angles. Let's see if he's going to do so. And yeah, he is holding that one. It's quite a thin angle too.
Rawfield striking the same old fear with the op. Saying to his opponents, wish you were here. Oh, a narrow angle in the smoke, and Tesseract got off guard. Now that's the opportunity they were waiting for. This is too close for Rawfield, but he switches over to the shorty. Unbridled curiosity leads him to his death itself. The Viper Spit deploys, gives them an opportunity, but look at OG, they're just diving inside, trying to deny the poison, trying to deny the Viper Spit. Aziz's position is known. They only need to find where RVK is, and his position also is now revealed because of the molly. True Rippers have all the information they need, but Aziz with no lines of sight gets a kill. RVK speaks through the molly. He gets the kills as well, and Aziz finishes this off. A 2v4 pulled off from OG. Not like this, man. This wasn't the round they were supposed to end it on. Oh my lord. True Rippers had everything required to win, but OG stripped them off their win.
Crazy stuff, man. OG. I mean, especially Aziz, even though he just straight up paint chilled in, still able to just look back and shut down his opponent like that.
Exactly.
Oh, man. It's just OG straight up diving inside the side, trying their best, doing whatever they can to stop that defuse, and in the end they do. Once again, it's a massive upset from True Rippers as they've lost 2-0 inside the Split 2 playoffs against OG. It felt like True Rippers weren't prepared, but when you've got OG against you, it's really tough to do anything.
It is indeed. I mean, what man in his proper senses would rush through a molly like that? Only RVK. And that's the paradox over here, because RVK isn't even that kind of a player. He's not the guy who will take unnecessary risks. He's the more calm and composed player, but when the situation calls for it, he's not afraid to let go of his emotions. With burning ambition, he pushes through the fire to bring about traction and denies True Rippers another round. OG continue their undefeated run. True Rippers relegated to the lower bracket.
Crazy stuff, man. It's really hard to believe what we just witnessed in front of us. And I personally thought inside Split 2 playoffs, True Rippers definitely do have a solid chance of at least giving a close fight to OG, but no, that was not even the case. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got an interview lined up, so let's go ahead and take a look on the stage.
ऐसा लगा था कि शायद this is going to be a tough fight, but they won 2 maps back to back. So let's call the MVP Rawfuel. Rawfuel आजा भाई. ओह एक सेकंड यहाँ यहीं चले जाते हैं क्योंकि ये थोड़ा सा अब शर्मा रहा है. गेम में तो ऐसा नहीं लग रहा था. आजा आजा. कम. ओह माय गॉड, so many nerves. अच्छा ठीक है, यहीं पे बैठ के बात कर लेते हैं. राइट, सब लोग देख सकते हैं 2 मैप्स, पर्ल एंड बाइन. जो पर्ल में हमने देखा, क्या वहाँ पे ऐसे कुछ मोमेंट्स थे where you felt the pressure?
नहीं, ऐसा कुछ फील तो नहीं हुआ. लाइक हम हमारा गेम ही खेल रहे थे. लाइक जैसे खेलते वैसे ही खेल रहे थे.
You know, पर्ल की शुरुआत में ऐसा लगा that True Rippers जो हैं they brought their A game, क्योंकि उन्हें पता था कि यार यहाँ पे अगर हारे तो फिर मुश्किल हो सकती है आगे जाने में. तुम लोगों के बीच में उस टाइम पे क्या तालमेल बैठ रही थी?
जब हम डाउन थे लाइक 5-1, फिर भी हम लाइक ऐसे नहीं कि जीतना है, या जैसे हम लाइक मेंटली डाउन थे, ऐसा कुछ नहीं था. लाइक जो हमको पता है कि हम जीतेंगे और लाइक सिर्फ मेंटल स्ट्रांग रखना है, और वैसे हम खेल रहे हैं.
भाई जीतना मुश्किल होता है, लेकिन वहाँ चोटी पे शिखर पे बरकरार रहना और भी ज़्यादा मुश्किल होता है. हाउ यू गाइज डूइंग इट, हाउ यू मैनेजिंग इट?
पता नहीं, लाइक हम जैसे खेल रहे वैसे ही खेल रहे हैं. लाइक हम ज़्यादा कुछ स्पेशल कर नहीं रहे. जैसा जो हमारा स्ट्रॉन्ग पॉइंट है वैसे वही हम यूज़ कर रहे हैं.
यार मैं ना तेरा टीचर हूँ ना तेरा प्रिंसिपल, ये सारे जो स्वीट स्वीट जवाब दे रहा है तू, अब इतना बता दे, एस्टर, गॉड्स रेन, इन दोनों के बीच में मुकाबला, तुम किससे मिलना चाहते हो इन द नेक्स्ट राउंड?
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, लाइक जो भी बेस्ट टीम होगा वही आएगा और हम रेडी है लाइक किसके साथ भी खेलने के लिए, हमको लाइक फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता।
मम्मी पापा को भी थैंक यू बोल दे।
थैंक यू।
ओके, आज हमने बहुत सारे फैंस जो हैं वो देखे हैं ऑन आवर स्क्रीन्स, तुम्हें चीयर करते हुए, तुम लोगों की फैन फॉलोइंग जो है वो कमाल की है। अपने सारे फैंस को कुछ कहना चाहोगे?
थैंक यू फॉर सपोर्टिंग, और बस यही, और कुछ नहीं बोलना।
अच्छा, बाय द वे बता दूं, ये अपने स्क्रीन पे ना कुछ नहीं कर रहा है, ये सिर्फ हाईलाइट कर रहा है। ही इज सो नर्वस राइट नाउ, बट मेरे भाई वेल डिजर्व, एंड तुम्हारी टीम को भी कॉन्ग्रेचुलेशंस। राइट, वी टेकिंग अ ब्रेक राइट नाउ। फाइनली अपनी जगह से जो है वो उड़ गया है। ब्रेक लेंगे, वापस लौटेंगे विद द बॉयज।
Same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we going way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. On track, now we going way up. Now we going way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, just the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that lemon squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Way up, pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it, keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage and they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. W's as easy as a layup. Working late, stay up. Counting all the way up. Counting blessings, yeah, you know we pray up. Pray up. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. On track, now we gon' way up. Now we gon' way up. Now we going. Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this the 7 C's. I deal with life different, make that limit squeeze. Went off for my style and identity. Better bounce back and get the cheddar cheese. I guess that's why they envy me. On track,